Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/AaronRift. Hope you're all having a good weekend right before Christmas. Maybe some of you out there are doing last minute shopping. Clearly some of you are watching me right now, so I thank you for that. Let's get started here with the first one from Irish J. Hi Aaron, if Roman Reigns is going to win the 2015 Royal Rumble and go on to challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, do you think that WWE should have him break his own Royal Rumble record in order to appear like a credible challenger? You could do that. You also could have Roman Reigns enter the match early and last the whole thing. But I really feel that it's not necessary to do either of those things. The fact is, people remember the Royal Rumble winner. That's the most important statistic. And for Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble would be huge, no doubt about it. What I think you could do is just have him come out towards the end of the match, dominate, no doubt, eliminate a bunch of people, and then maybe to finish the match, he does something really impressive like throw the Big Show over the top, something like that. And yes, I know that the same thing has been done in the past with Big Show in the Royal Rumble, but WWE is not banking on people to remember that, whatever. But yeah, just have Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble and do so in an impressive manner. And I think that that would be good enough to make him credible for WrestleMania. All right, this next one comes from Slow Motion Man. With all the momentum Brock has lost, would it possibly be better if Cena won the title and be the guy that puts over Reigns instead of Brock at WrestleMania? Brock could still have a big match against Bryan, Orton, Ambrose, Sheamus, or Rock by chance. The problem with that is that story with John Cena defending the WWE title against a rising babyface has been done several times. That story has been told already. We saw it happen with CM Punk in 2011. We saw it happen with Daniel Bryan in 2013. The only way I would see John Cena winning the WWE title and facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, the only way I could see that happening is if John Cena turns heel. So here we go with the whole John Cena heel turn. I actually got a question from Joey Jojo. Do you think if John Cena turned heel, he would be booked better in WWE, and how would you book him personally? Regarding John Cena, here's an idea that I had about John Cena. If WWE was to have John Cena win the WWE title at the Royal Rumble, you could have an angle where the referee gets knocked down and then Triple H runs out. He has a sledgehammer. You think he's going to attack John Cena. This is a little bit of Vince Russo here, but I think it would work in this case. Triple H comes out, acts like he's going to hit John Cena, but then hits Brock Lesnar instead. And at this point, Triple H puts John Cena on top of Brock Lesnar, and John Cena wins the WWE title. Everyone out there will think that Triple H is doing this to please John Cena and get John Cena to bring back the authority. So John Cena doesn't turn heel yet. Next night on Raw, you have Brock Lesnar come out and demand a rematch with John Cena live on Raw. You have that match take place. Once again, both guys are down. You have Triple H come out. You can actually, what you can do is you can have Brock Lesnar hit the F5 on John Cena. It looks like Brock Lesnar is going to win back the title, but then Triple H pulls out the referee, takes out the referee, grabs the sledgehammer again. Looks like he's going to attack Brock Lesnar with the sledgehammer. John Cena grabs the sledgehammer away, and then at that point you think John Cena is doing the right thing, but then he turns around and hits Brock Lesnar with the sledgehammer, turns heel, brings back the authority. That leads up to WrestleMania, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. There's my little fantasy booking right there, how I would do it. But with that being said, I think it's highly unlikely in all likelihood. Next up, from Calvin Bowman 1. Hey Aaron, how are you? I'm good, thank you for that. My question is this. What did you think of the Goldust heel turn during the interview that him and Terry Runnels had with Jim Ross back on the November 3rd, 1997 episode of Raw? Please answer in video, thanks. I thought that that was a really strong performance by Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust. I thought that his acting was really good. Terry's was so-so, but I liked where that whole angle went. And, WWE had to come up with something following the untimely death of Brian Pillman. So they did the Goldust heel turn. And to me, it worked really well. It fit in with the Attitude Era, and then Goldust became the artist formerly known as Goldust. And I really enjoyed that character a lot, all the crazy antics that he did, and, pushing the envelope. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Thought the heel turn was well done. All right, got this one from Ben Jones 31945. Hey Aaron, do you think the WWE should host a WrestleMania in the UK in the next 5 to 10 or even 15 years? Also, would you stay up and watch it on the WWE Network for just $9.99 because it would be live UK time? And do you think WWE will do it? Please answer in video. Gotten this question before. I'll say it again. Have to use my phrase from earlier, my little catchphrase. Highly unlikely in all likelihood. I would not watch the WrestleMania show on a tape delay. I would not watch it at 1 a.m. or whatever. And that's the thing. Most American fans are not going to adjust. And you have to keep in mind that the U.S. is still WWE's primary audience. That is still where the majority of their viewers are. So WWE's not going to mess things up by changing the time of WrestleMania, doing some kind of delay. They're just not going to do that. If the UK ever does get a pay-per-view again, I mean, WWE is going to do a tape delay. They're not going to air it at a weird-ass time in the United States. So if it happens where WWE does do a UK pay-per-view, they would do the time delay, and they're not going to do WrestleMania. Maybe they could do one of the minor shows, and especially now when pay-per-view isn't as important and it's all about the network subscriptions. I mean, I don't think the time delay would be a huge deal if it was one of your less important shows like Battleground or something. If WWE wanted to do Battleground in the UK, I would be all for that. Why not? But I think the odds are very much against them ever doing something like WrestleMania or even SummerSlam or the Rumble in the UK. All right, got this one from Glowing One. What is causing the NXT guys to produce better content than the main shows? Is it better booking and planning? Is it because it is more developmental and they can take more risks with the content? Or are they hungrier than those already on Raw? I'll answer your question in just a moment. Alright, welcome back to NoDQ&A video regarding Glowing One's question about NXT, why it's producing better shows than the main roster. I think a lot of it has to do with Vince McMahon not really being involved with NXT. And also, I think that in WWE, things tend to be overbooked and overproduced. And with NXT, I don't feel that the people in WWE look at it as a priority, so they just go with basic booking. And the thing is, sometimes basic booking works when you don't complicate things, when you don't try to think too hard and you just go out there, let the guys have their matches and stick to basic storytelling. You get the NXT product. And with WWE, they heavily script everything and everything has to be perfect. You have a 3-hour show. You're doing it every single week. And, they're always trying to come up with all these crazy ideas. And most of the time, those ideas fall flat. With NXT, they just stick to a basic, old-school professional wrestling approach. And I think that's why those shows tend to be better, because WWE, with Raw and SmackDown, they're just overdoing it. It's too much. With NXT, I think there's a lesson that can be learned. You don't have to make things too complicated and overproduced. But in the world of WWE, they feel it's best for business to have 15, 20 writers and overbook the show, so whatever. All right, this one comes from the Wrestler Man. Hey Aaron, please answer in video. What are your thoughts on the rumor that WWE could be bringing back the European title? Thanks. Well, you're talking about the picture that Lana posted on Instagram or whatever, a picture of the European WWE title, and that got a lot of people speculating. She quickly deleted the picture. I don't think it means anything. And I think if WWE was going to do that angle, they would have done it already. Also, I think it would be better to not call it the European title, but rather make it the Russian title. I mean, that seems to be more logical. But yeah, I think that it was probably nothing. It was just a joke. And, I think if they were going to do it, they would have done it when Rusev first won the title in the first place. All right, I've got one more question here from PineBoy19. Do you think NXT should have a second-tier championship like the US or IC titles? If so, what would you call the title? Going back to the other question, I don't think you need another title in NXT. I don't think that you need to complicate things any further. It's not a long show. It's not as much television as WWE. And, I don't think you need to have another title. I don't think it's necessary. So I personally would not add another title. That's just my take on it. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A Video. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Please tell a friend about NoDQ&A Video. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding the Royal Rumble and also TNA. TNA is still around. They're coming back on Destination America in January. NoDQ.com has all the very latest. And I will see you guys next time for more NoDQ&A Video.